Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Crooked Line Racing Modified Series on Tuesday nights. Welcome to Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark Bruning. Together with Tanner Marr here tonight, we're going to give you coverage of the round number 5. I apologize for the error there in the graphics. It is not round number 12. It is round number 5, and it's most certainly not the season finale. We're pretty much in the middle of it right now. Richmond is a 3/4 mile, a D-shaped oval, which is a track that is a little bit longer than these guys are normally running on. We do a lot of half mile and even less than half mile circle tracks, so it'll be a big track for these guys. You can say that again. The race tonight and the series is sponsored by Makoni Setup Shop. We sure appreciate their support, and MF Racing Designs. If you need anything painted on iRacing on your cars, go get them and check them out on Facebook. MF Racing Designs, your go-to people for good-looking graphics. 72 degrees Fahrenheit here tonight. We are racing under the lights, 56% relative humidity under a cloudy sky. There is no wind to speak of, and the track temperature is only 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That means that the track is not going to be all that slippery for these guys. As you may well remember, this is a fixed setup race. The guys will have to work their way with around the track with what they have. The only things they can change are the brake bias and the steering ratio. As far as I can remember, that is all they can do on these modified cars. These are the SK modifieds, which means these have the smaller engine. They are not very powerful compared to the bigger cars that we race sometimes. We raced the super late models on Monday nights, which have a lot more power than these cars. We currently have, I believe, 23 drivers entering the race. We might actually have 24. I've seen a few new names, but we'll have to wait and see if they all make it to the start, folks. Tanner Marr is out on track as we speak, but he will not be starting the race. Obviously, he is going to be our helping pit reporter, and we sure appreciate his insights during the race. All right, let's bring you back a few statistics here on that was not what I was trying to do. We're going to go to the points here. The points, again, it is not round 12 and it's not the season finale. I apologize. It is round number 5, and it is Dalton Williamson that's leading the pack with 159 points. Wayne Bowen is in second, and AJ Rogers is in third. Then a little bit further back, we have Tommy Dunn and Jason Day, Michael Ciccone, Greg Smith, Brad Ringer, and Michael Swink. And Tommy Flanagan has worked his way into the top 10 in the point standings after last race. So that is our our starting point here tonight, and we'll see how the drivers are liking this track here. Let's go see the practice results. So the final practice is actually coming to a close right here. It is Trevor Vogel on the top of the charts, with Greg Smith in second and Rex Hoyle in third, Justin Carey, and then Dalton Williamson rounds out that top 5. So, folks, we're going to go into qualifying. As you may well remember, qualifying is individual for these drivers, and they only get to do 2 laps. The best of 2 laps counts. The last week's winner is not going to be qualifying. Well, he might be qualifying, but his time will be disallowed, and he will be starting in the back. And I believe that is the truth for Dalton Williamson, if I remember correctly. Let's go find who's on track here already. It looks like we have the 015 of Brandon Mettler, Frank Barbary. Some of the guys are getting ready to move on out here. There is Ryan Woolbright. I believe he's the first one out on track, rolling out here at Richmond Speedway in Virginia to see what he can do. I believe Ryan is a new addition to the series. Not particularly his first race today, but he came in during the season, I believe. if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll get all of that sorted out. It looks like Steve Sexton in the number 151 has run the quickest lap time so far with a 22.064. He is already being overtaken by Brad Ringer, and that is a 21.758. Looks like the times are all getting all really close together here. And we have more times coming in. Jason Day is back again. Tyler Johnson, who won last night in the super late models, is here. He is currently in 6th. Brian Bianchi in 14th. Steve Sexton now dropping to the 8th and 9th, 10th position. Can't keep up with this stuff, folks. Dalton Williamson is in the provisional pole right now, and it looks like we have Jason Tyson. Hoping his paint job will load here quickly. Jason Tyson in 13th position at this point in the number 9 car. The reason he is white is that the paint program is a little slow tonight. Hopefully it'll all load back up before we get going here. And let's see, we have Brad Haldane. I believe Brad is also a fairly recent addition to the series in the 113 car. He may have been there last week, actually. I'm not really sure. Timothy Throwbridge is in the 3rd position currently. And we have Earl Wolf in the number 48. He is a regular driver in the series. 9th position currently. Chris Franz is out on track. Well, let's see. I believe he jumped up in there somewhere. Can't find him. Nope, he hasn't set a time yet. The number 73 driver. Tommy Flanagan, who worked his way into the top 10 in the standings, is in 16th. Justin Carey still out there in the 42 car trying to set a time. And it looks like Chris Franz has run the 20th time, 22.015. 23 drivers will be able to qualify, plus last week's winner makes 24 cars in the race, and anybody else that is not within that time frame of the 23rd driver is going to unfortunately be going home. And they do that to keep the fields a little bit compact on these short tracks, not to overcrowd the tracks. Michael Ciccone in the number 19 car is still out there trying to set a time. Michael is a regular, and I believe he is somewhere in the top 10 of the point standings. I believe he's 7th or 8th or 6th or something like that. And Timothy is still out there, and his effort is coming to a close here. Ciccone is in 11th position, makes a good jump there. 1/10 of a second jumps him up about 9 spots through the field, and that kind of tells you how close it is, folks. If you look at the left side of your screen, we have 20 drivers that have set a time there within 3/10 of a second. It is absolutely very, very close. There you have the final times. Jason Thiessen is in the 23rd position, and he is 8/10 of a second slower than the leader, so he's actually, compared to the other ones, dropping off a little bit there. But that doesn't mean much. We will have to wait and see how all this pans out here, folks. All right, let's go and see if Tanner is with us already. Tanner, how's it going tonight, my friend?
It's going good, Mark. Glad to be here. We're excited for Richmond. So our last week's winner was Zach Murphy, and I think he's having computer trouble, so he's actually not able to make it tonight. So we'll be starting the 23 drivers. Luckily, if Zach would have came, he would have been 24th, as you know. And also, before we get to the interviews, I want to let you and the viewers know that me and the admins, we have decided to incorporate the end of the line rule, meaning if a driver is deemed at fault for an incident that is, let's just say, too aggressive or whatnot, you might see him receive an EOL. You might see him drop down low and go to the back. So if you do see that, then now you know what you're looking at.
All right, that sounds like a major change then. We'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, looks like a good change. I guess it's going to give him a little bit more incentive to stay out of trouble. I apologize. I thought it was Dalton that won last week. I don't have my paperwork in order. I'm a little bit late getting started here. I apologize for that. So Zach is not here. Does that mean we are not going to allow a 24th car into the race, Tanner, if he doesn't show up?
So if Zach, he pretty much as of right now he has missed the race because we asked all drivers to get their laps in by 5 minute mark in qualifying. If he was to show right now, we would allow him to race. But if somebody else was to show up tonight and they put down a lap and Zach never showed up, we would allow them to race. But if Zach would have showed up, obviously the 24th guy would have had to been bumped home. So luckily we didn't have to deal with that tonight, and fingers crossed where this don't happen in the future. And good luck to Zach on getting his computer issues fixed.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's move on to the drivers here. We have Brad Ringer here with us. Brad, how's it going for you tonight, my friend? What are your expectations?
Well, so far it's going good. Better than I expected. Um, it put down a pretty solid lap for myself. That's my fastest. So now I just got to keep the tires under it and hopefully get a good finish.
Now it looks like the field is extremely close. We got pretty much 20 drivers within 3/10 of a second here. So does that also mean that that traffic might become a bigger issue than you would want it to be?
Yeah, this is essentially Daytona for us. The draft, we're going to be pack racing at a short track.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I was just talking about that a little bit earlier. For cars with the lower horsepowers like these ones, a 3/4 mile D-shaped oval is definitely a big track. So it's good to hear you confirm that. That makes me sound somewhat smart. Obviously, the big difference with the big cars is that drafting the airflow is not as big a factor as the big cars on a real Daytona, obviously.
Right. Big cars, you're going to have more horsepower, more driving. They get loose. Basic stuff. These cars, it's all about every little advantage you can find. If you're on somebody, that just makes that little motor run harder.
I see. All right. So, Brad, you said the game plan is pretty much to just keep the tires underneath the car. Uh, you you've been practicing, obviously. How does it feel with this setup? How's the tire degradation feel in your opinion?
Setup's actually really good. The guys here at Crooked Line that made this, they've done a really good job. It gets a little snug, but really not bad. Tires will actually stay under it. It's more or less keeping the nose clean tonight.
Okay, all right. That sounds like an important issue. These cars can take a little bit of beating, though, as far as damage is concerned, don't you think?
Yeah, a little bit, but not much. It's still open wheel. I mean, you hit anything open wheel, it's gonna be a bad night.
Right. Is it easy to bend your suspensions and throw the toes and the cambers off and stuff like that?
Definitely. And as close as we are tonight, any damage is gonna be disadvantage.
All right. Okay, Brad. Thank you very much for your insights. Any people you want to shout out to before we get to moving on?
Yeah, just gotta thank the sponsor, Sunshine Trailer Park, Penske Property Services, and my teammate for helping me at this track, Justin Carey, since he hasn't mentioned me at all in his interviews this season.
Okay. Thank you very much, Brad. All right, let's move on to Dalton there. Dalton, you're the leader in the championship. Is this a track where you can see yourself defending your lead or extending it?
Well, I mean, as far as short tracks go, I mean, not in this car, but as far as the NASCAR stuff goes, this is probably my favorite short track that the NASCAR scene goes to. So I feel like if I can adopt this car like I do with the open side of things, even though it's fixed, but the open side of things with NASCAR stuff, I think it'll be a good night.
All right. So, are you happy with the setup? Does it suit you?
Yeah, I don't know who that was in here earlier, but I wasn't here. I just got back. But like I told Tanner the other night, man, I think this is probably the best setup we've all had, to run all season. It's snug. I think here at this track, the biggest thing, I don't think wear is going to be a thing tonight. I think it's going to be more conserving the heat in the tires and keeping it, not getting it too hot. I don't think you'll see wear really play a factor, which wear really never plays a factor in this car. It's mostly just heat.
All right. So are you guys capable of running double lines and passing on the higher side or bottom side, or what's the preferred line for you?
Um, it really varies on how the track's going to take rubber tonight. If it takes rubber how it does with the NASCAR scene, I think you'll see 2 lanes. But if it stays how it is currently, I think it's going to be mostly 1 lane and, try to get underneath the guy in front of you and shove him up and, get him freight train.
All right. Okay. Do you have any special plans for tonight? Any special, let's say, something up your sleeve? You think that that you can tell us without giving it away?
I'm not fond of giving away my secrets. I don't care. Like I said, man, I think it's mostly just going to be heat. Keeping the tire temps just right. I think that's going to be the big thing tonight.
All right, Dalton. Thank you very much, my friend. Good luck tonight. Any shout outs you want to do?
Rev Esports, Tanner, all the admin here, you for broadcasting, Platinum RV Services, BK Paints, Tim, Don, too many people to name. Everybody on Rev. Other than that, not too many.
All right. Thank you very much, man, and good luck.
Hey.
All right, let's move on to Timothy Trowbridge, fourth on the grid here tonight. Timothy, what is your game plan for tonight?
Pretty similar to the last couple of weeks. It's just got to be patience. A lot of these guys are saying the same thing. Tire wear is not looking too bad. It's just really worrying about some heat in the tires, and just traffic's going to be a bear, I think, tonight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, it looks, if you look at the timesheet there in qualifying, it is awfully close. I mean, there is not much between anybody, really. It's all within a couple of tenths of seconds. So, what do you feel the driving is the bottom line going to be the preferred line? Do you think that the top line will come in?
I'm hoping the top line comes in. Richmond's always a really fun track. I've got a lot of history here at Richmond in the sim racing world, and have a lot of fun at Richmond. And it's really fun once we get multi-grooves in here. Like Dave said, I don't know if we're going to get it. Fingers crossed we do, but I think it's more going to be the arc. As long as we're single file, it's just going to be a freight train if there's only single line. And like they said, it's just hope somebody makes a mistake and get right around them.
All right. Sounds like a plan, Timothy. Any shout outs you want to make before I let you go, bud?
As always, thank all the admins and everybody putting Crooked Line together. I've told Tanner, I think it's every week now. He'd probably be able to tell me for sure or not, but this is one heck of a show to put on. These are some really fast guys, and it's really competitive. So, got to give it to Tanner for sure for putting on a great show like this, and you guys for broadcasting, and Crooked for putting this on every week.
All right. Thank you very much, Timothy, and good luck, man. Let's move on to Rex Hoyle, a 5th place qualifier here in the, the number 54 car. Rex, what's your outlook for tonight? What's the game plan?
We're just going to try to take it easy there at the beginning and see what happens. I agree with the other guys as far as tire temps. We got to keep those temperatures down and see what we can do.
Yeah, and so for you, how does Richmond for you compare to the other tracks that we've been racing on? You feel like this is a big track for you as well?
As I prefer the shorter tracks, but I also enjoy coming out here every once in a while and see what we can do on a little bit bigger track with these cars.
All right. Okay, Rex, basically you're saying the same thing as the other guys are saying. Take it easy in the beginning. Hopefully that higher line will rubber in a little bit, and maybe we'll see what happens from there. Thank you very much, Rex. Any shout-outs you want to do?
I think American Tire Distributors, Parkway Ford Lincoln, Elon Aviation, and Quality Mart. We're going to go out here and try to put on a good show for everybody. We've got to thank you guys on the broadcast and for the league.
All right. Thanks very much, Rex. Good luck, my friend. Let's move on to pole sitter Craig Smith. Craig, what is your anticipation here?
Oh, Mark, I'm just like every week. I've got to just do a better job of getting to the end. If qualifying was championship points, I'd be sitting pretty good. But I just got to get to the end, and it's been tough. These cars are so close, like you mentioned. Competition's so close. It's just a matter of inches, and we just hope to stay up front tonight and get in line and run away. That's kind of the plan. We'll see what happens.
All right. So Greg, have you been able to like put your finger on why it hasn't been working for you the way you wanted it to?
I mean, last week was my fault. I was a little impatient. Got into Justin Carey there off turn 4. It's totally my fault. I apologize to him. And a couple of weeks before that, had just racing deals, kind of had it happen to me. So I'm just hoping to stay clean tonight. That's the main thing.
All right. And how do you feel about the setup tonight? Is that working for you?
It's good. It's like they said, it's a little snug, but I think it'll be really good on the long run. So we'll just hopefully take care of the tires and be there at the end.
All right, sounds like a plan, my friend. Same for you, man. Any shout outs you want to do before we let you go?
Yeah, just my wife and family for allowing me to spend time down here and doing this, and then Tanner and the guys for putting this on, and Derek and Jeff for building these sets. They do it every week, and those guys spend hours and hours working on these cars, getting them ready for us to drive, and they do an excellent job. So.
Now, basically, with fixed setups, setups when you're racing open setups, obviously people have their own preferences. So, I mean, for those guys to be able to set up a car that really works for the majority of the field, I think that is an accomplishment in itself. Wouldn't you say that? That is the how do you feel about the difference between fixed races and open races?
Well, I've never even raced in a fixed setup league just because a lot of those setups are so far from what I like to feel. These have been pretty close, actually better than the iRacing sets. So I think they've done a really good job week to week of putting a good show on, a good car that we can go out and put a good show on. So.
Can you say anything about what it is that you're looking for in a setup? What is the feel that you want?
Well, I'm always looking for drive off, especially in these cars. You got to keep the momentum going because they're a little underpowered, and if you can't get that drive off, then it's going to just kill your lap time. So that's usually all. I'm looking for that good drive off the corners, and even though these have been a little snug, they, like I said, they've been consistent, and I think they've done a great job.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Greg, for your insights on that. Good luck tonight. You're on pole, so make it work.
All right, thanks, Mark.
You betcha. All right, Tanner. We've heard from most of the drivers. Anything else you want to add apart from the rule change that you have given us about the drivers that are deemed to cause an accident are going to the end of the line? Anything else you want to tell me?
I think that's about it, Mark. We're going to advance the session. I gotta say good luck to everybody, and hopefully they put on a good show, Mark.
All right. Thanks very much, Tanner. All right, folks, you heard from the top 5 drivers there. We've heard from Tanner Marr, who has given us a little bit of insight on a change in the rules. If a driver is deemed to have caused a caution, they are going to put him in the end of the longest line. So that way the drivers have an incentive to keep it clean here tonight in Richmond. And as you heard, folks, it's a fixed setup race. The Richmond track is a 3/4 mile track, which is a long track for these guys. Let's quickly bring you the grid here. It is Greg Smith, as said, on pole position with Dalton Williamson alongside him. Brad Ringer is going to be on the second row alongside Timothy Trowbridge. Then it's going to be Rex Hoyle and Brad Haldane on the third row. On the fourth row, it's going to be Justin Carey and Sean Woodside. Fifth row for Tommy Dunn and AJ Rogers. Sixth row for Michael Ciccone and Chris Franz. Then we're going to move on to the seventh row with Trevor Vogel and Brandon Mettler. 8th row for Ryan Woolbright and Earl Wolf. Then it's the 9th row with Jason Day and Tyler Johnson. Brian Bianchi and Tommy Flanagan will occupy the 10th row. The 11th row is for Frank Barbary and Steve Sexton. Jason Thiessen and Tanner Marr are supposedly on the final row, but Tanner Marr is not driving. Obviously, he is our pit reporter, so we have 23 cars starting tonight. As you heard, the last week's winner, Zach Murphy, is not here due to technical issues with his PC. We hope he gets it sorted out, and we hope to see him back again next week so he can score some more points for this championship, folks. We are pretty much gridded up, I believe, here. Let's go and take a look through the field quickly. We have a few cars that the paint jobs are a little slow loading. I wish I could do something about it, folks, but I can't. And let's see, we still are waiting on Steve Sexton, I believe. And he will be in that final position. I hope he gets started. And there we go. We're rolling behind the pace car. 100 laps here tonight at Richmond, Virginia. One of the bigger tracks for these guys, and you've heard them all talk about it. The setup is feeling pretty good. It looks like at this point it is a one-groove racetrack. They are hoping that the higher line will rubber in a little bit, and we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out here, folks. For these guys, this is quite a different story as what they normally do. Let's check on one of the top drivers there. There's the number 17 car. That is AJ Rogers, starting here in, I believe, 8th position or 10th position. 8th position. And he is very good at working his way through the field. He's won a few races where he had to start back the next one and worked his way up there, so we're expecting big things from him. Let's see, Brandon Mettler, one of our regulars, always a very solid driver as well. And let's see, we have Jason Day qualifying in 17th position. Jason is also one of the drivers that we feel is pretty good about going through the field and working his way forward. All right, second lap behind the pace car. They're gonna get to racing after this one. We're on the backstretch here, the straight part of the track. You see the drivers wiggling left and right a little bit to put a little bit of heat in those tires. Get a good feel for the car, and there we go, folks. We are racing here at Richmond, Virginia. It is Greg Smith that does in fact take the lead in front of Dalton Williamson. We'll be seeing a lot of drivers, obviously the ones that are on the outside starting the race are going to have a little bit of trouble moving down to the race groove on the inside of the turns. Timothy Trowbridge is there on the higher side in the 74 car. It seems to be working all right for him. He doesn't seem to be giving in to the 76 of Brad Ringer much. And we also have Haldane in that 113 car on the outside line. He seems to be doing okay. It looks like the entire field is off to a good start here. A little bit of a split down the middle, it looks like. There we have Tommy Dunn in the 63. Then it's Michael Ciccone that has a little bit of a gap there in front of him. AJ Rogers trying to slot in behind him. Greg Smith, currently the quickest driver on the track with a 21.65 for a lap time. It is all very, very close. Ooh, we have an incident, it looks like. Let's go and find out what we have going on. It looks like Rex Hoyle. Oh, Rex is being turned around there. And it looks like the 74 of Trowbridge is caught behind him there. Let's give you that one more time here, a little bit further back. They're coming off the backstretch. And it looks like it is the 42 of Justin Carey that taps him in the back, and then the 74 really has no place to go. First caution of the day, folks, with Rex Hoyle getting the short end of the stick there. Let's go and see what pit reporter Tanner Marr can give us here for insights.
Justin, this is Mark and Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I had mine set to most exciting, and it looks like you may have just kind of got into Rex a little bit, more of a racing incident than anything. What do you think from your point of view?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Got down in the corner. He has a really late entry into turn 3 that I wasn't expecting. I actually thought he was going to run the second groove through there, kind of following the cars in front of him. And I thought I was clear down there. I was never expecting him to come back to the yellow line that late on entry. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it's my fault because of where I was on position, but it definitely wasn't anything intentional.
Yeah, I don't think you had bad intent there. I caught the tail end of it really, and it looked like you were checking up to stay off of him and kind of just rode into him. We'll get you sent back up into the race room, and we'll send it back to you, Mark. Good luck, Justin.
You guys have a good night.
All right, thank you very much, Tanner. We have seen Rex and Timothy in the pits. Trevor Vogel has also come down pit road. I'm not sure. I don't believe he was involved in this. You heard Tanner talk to Justin Carey, who admitted that he was just a little bit. It was just, I guess, a little bit of a misunderstanding. He was expecting a different entry from the driver in front of him, Rex Hoyle, and it is what it is. That's what we call a racing incident. Absolutely no foul intent here. Absolutely not at all. All right, at the top of the field, it is still Greg Smith and Dalton Williamson that are running the first two positions, with Brad Ringer and Justin Carey in third and fourth. It brings Justin Carey actually an extra position here. Sean Woodside is in fifth, and Brad Haldane is in sixth. Let's check on Rex Hoyle in the 54 car. He is now in 20th position, and Timothy Trowbridge is in 21st position. Trevor Vogel is coming back out of the pits there in 22nd position, and I believe that the 151 of Sexton has not started. All right, we're on lap number 7 of 100 here at Richmond, Virginia. Round number 5 of the Crooked Line Racing Modifieds. We want to acknowledge our sponsors, MF Race Designs and Makoni Setup Shop. They are doing a great job for this league as far as sport is concerned. If you need a setup for a NASCAR-style car, give Makoni a shout-out. If you need that car looking pretty, give MF a shout-out, and you are all set to go. It looks like the lights on the pace car have been turned off. That means we're going to go back to racing, going into lap number 9 of 100. It is still Greg Smith on the inside line there, leading the pack. And there we go. We are back at it again. Greg Smith has a good jump on Dalton, and Dalton is actually being undercut there by Brad Ringer on the inside in that 76 car. Looks like Brad is going to pick up second position in front of Dalton Williamson. It is Justin Carey that hangs on to fourth position, with Woolbridge coming to his inside there with a ballsy move there in the 45 car. It looks like Justin can hold him off. We have another caution. Let's go find out quickly what has happened. It looks, unfortunately, like Rex Hoyle is involved once again. Let's keep an eye on that 54 car. And it is the Vogel that is touching him in a similar way to what happened earlier. And that kind of tells you that Rex is doing a different entry on those turns than a lot of drivers expect from him. That doesn't give him an excuse, obviously. You have to be careful of what's in front of you. But unfortunately, that seems to be what the issue is. Tanner, do we have any word from Rex there?
No word as of right now, Mark. We're actually, I'm helping Race Control rewatch the tape to see if we can deem somebody at fault. Rex is, he's dominant in the corner pretty high up, and I think it's catching the guys off guard a little bit. So, we're going to talk to him about that and just see if we can fix that.
All right, thank you very much, Tanner. And indeed, it looks like Rex has a bit of his own way of doing things there, and let's see if we can at least get it sorted out that it's not going to hurt him all night long. Trevor Vogel.
Right? Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
We got to get it sorted out. So just to come in, Trevor Vogel was given the EOL for running over him. We've been monitoring them. And that's what the race control admins deemed at fault. So we'll send it back to you, Mark. Maybe we can get some green flag laps in here, buddy.
All right, thank you very much. So there you have it, folks. Trevor Vogel is being sent to the end of the longest line. And Greg Smith is still your leader with Brad Ringer now alongside him. And Dalton Williamson in the third position is back on that bottom line. He might not be all too sad about that, actually, because the inside line seems to be working on the start fairly good. Although I will say that the higher side is not giving the guys too much trouble. I was expecting it to be a little bit worse than it actually is. So that is a good thing to see. All right, the lights on the pace car probably will be going out here shortly. Let's take a look back out from Greg's car there. That is Dalton Williamson you're looking at in that black machine, the number 1 car. On your left side of your screen, you have Brad Ringer in the 76, kind of hiding behind the scoring tower there. And there you have your leader, the 104. You've heard him talk about how his look has not been exactly what it was. He needs to finish a little bit more and a little bit better, so he's well on his way of doing that. It looks like the lights on the pace car have not yet been turned off. Let's go and see through the field here. AJ Rogers is still up there in 7th position. He is on the inside line at this point. Hasn't been able to work his way forward as fast as we've seen him do on the very short tracks. Jason Day is actually up 6 positions, and that is a pretty good accomplishment. Tommy Flanagan up 8 positions in that 87 car, so that's going really well. And for all the people that have gone up, Timothy Trowbridge is one of them, having restarted on the last restart in the final position, and he is back up into 16th position. So let's move on to Rex Hoyle. He's still running. It looks like the car is okay, and he is in 19th position. Now we have the lights on the pace car being turned off, folks. We're lining them up side by side once again. We have a restart coming here going into lap number 15. And it appears that the race control has told the guys to make it single file here. 2 cautions too quickly behind each other. So single file restart, and it looks like Greg Smith has a good start there. Brad Ringer on the inside line, having Dalton on his rear bumper. Dalton moving to the outside to get some air. Dalton slotting in behind Brad Ringer. Justin Carey in 4th position. It looks like Dalton is going to put a move on Brad Ringer here, taking 2nd position from him. And he can make that stick. Absolutely he can. Justin Carey is having Woodside to worry about. Sean Woodside in that 45 car is moving. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle there. Keeps them side by side. Ooh, guys, we have another one. Let's go and find out what is going on. And it looks like we have, once again, Rex Hoyle is involved. Let's see what happens here, because they can't be beating him up all night long, folks. They're actually going 3 wide, and I believe it is a 113 of Brad Haldane that turns him around, and this is definitely has nothing to do with the entry of the turns that Rex Hoyle is showing us here. Let's give it one more look here. Rex is running high and staying high. And the 13, well, maybe Rex has come in a little bit, but he's on that middle line there. He needs to arc into the turn as much as the other drivers do. So it'll be interesting to see what Race Control says of this one. Tanner, any word from Race Control or the drivers?
Absolutely, Mark. I just made a decision. 113, Brad, just got an EOL. We actually have Rex up in the booth with us now. Rex, this is Tanner and Mark in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy on you guys.
So Rex, you put your car up in the top 5. I've seen you facing backwards more than you've been facing to the front. What's going on tonight, brother? You getting ran over tonight, aren't you?
Hey man, I've been in the spin cycle, but we'll get it straightened out and work our way back to the front.
10-4. I don't want to hold you too long. I just want to ask you, how's your damage, and have you taken your one set of tires yet?
We got a little bit of damage, but we're not gonna put tires on till later on.
10-4, Rex. We'll send you back into the league race channel, and we'll send it back your way, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tanner, and thank you very much, Rex. We hope that your luck turns a little bit here, my friend. It looks like you've been the bowling ball or the bowling pin here a little bit. That's not the way to go. It looks like he said he had a little bit of damage. That this doesn't look like it is very extensive. He'll probably keep it going. He did not take his tires just yet. They have one extra set of tires to play with. So Rex Hoyle is back on his way. He is still on the lead lap. All right, let's bring her back up to the front there. It looks like, Trevor Vogel, Brad Haldane has been told to drop down to the end of the longest line. That means that Rex is going to go ahead of him. There you have that happening, and Rex is actually behind the number 13. That's where he needs to be. All right. Lights on the pace car have not been turned off yet, so we are rolling under yellow another lap at least. Smith is still leading the pack here, and we are on lap 20, third caution of the day. It looks like we're having a little bit of trouble getting going, and it's kind of awkward, really, that it's the same driver that's being spun around 3 times there already. So hopefully Rex can stay out of trouble. I apologize for there is one car actually in the field, and I believe that's the number 9 of Thiessen, and for some reason that paint job won't load, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it right now, folks, so I apologize for that. Maybe it'll come in a little bit later. Every once in a while, Trading Paints, the software that allows these guys to run custom paints in any way they see fit, it just doesn't always work perfectly. Let's check on some of the other guys here. AJ Rogers still in 7th position. It looks like, let me see here, Brandon Mettler is in 10th position, up 4 spots. Jason Day up 6. Not much has changed since the last time we went through the field here. Tommy Flanagan in 12th, up 8 positions. Looks like Brian Bianchi is doing pretty good there, up 5 positions. And Frank Barbary is in 17th position, up 4. Thiessen is up 5. And we are racing once again, folks. Greg Smith has a good start. Dalton Williamson behind him. It looked like we had a single file restart once again. Brad Ringer in 3rd position. Justin Carey. And then Woodside in 5th. It looks like we have everything under control right now. Smith is pulling a car length on Dalton there. Well, it looks like Dalton's already closing that gap. Ooh, we have another one. Let's go and find out what has happened here. It looks like Trevor Vogel and Jason Thiessen have come together. There you have it. Similar incident. It looks like drivers are a little bit too close to each other and not aware of the different lines they are driving. So Thiessen and Vogel coming together in a similar way here. Let's bring that back for you one more time. Let's bring it from the top there. There you can see it. The car in front is just turning in at a moment that the car behind just doesn't seem to expect, and unfortunately it looks like Trevor Vogel's got quite some extensive damage there. His engine was smoking. That means Trevor needs to be towed to the pit probably and get that fast repair used up this early in the race, lap number 24. So looks like Jason Thiessen is doing okay. He is still rolling. Let's take it to Tanner and see what we can find out here. Tanner, what's happening?
We got guys just not showing any respect, Mark, in the mid pack of the field. We're trying to get it sorted out now. I actually decided to bring AJ Rogers up in the booth. AJ, this is Mark and Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
7-4, how are y'all?
Well, I was doing better before we had 25 cautions in a row, to be honest. But with that said, AJ, you started 10th. You're running 7th right now, and I mean we haven't ran but just a handful of green flag laps. How you feel about the car right now? How you feel about your chances?
I feel pretty good. I mean, it's kind of hard to do when we run 20 laps under caution right now, but hopefully it'll get cleared out, and then we'll be able to get up here and race.
Get 10-4 on that, buddy. I'm hoping the same thing. Do you think you have a top 3 car, or maybe a car that has a chance to win it?
Definitely top 3. I think me and Dalton are pretty strong tonight, so we'll be pretty good. I just got to get up there and get some laps under me.
10-4 on that, buddy. We'll send you back to your race team, and thank you for the interview. And Mark, we'll send it back to you. Thanks, buddy.
All
Thanks,
right.
y'all.
Yeah, thank you very much, AJ. Thank you very much, Tanner. It sounds like AJ's pretty confident about the rest of the race. As long as we get some green laps in, he should be able to make his way forward. We'll keep an eye on him for sure. It looks like Rex Hoyle is back on pit road. Trevor Vogel is still smoking in pit road. And actually, that left front does look... he's getting new tires. It does look like he's got repairs coming. I'm fairly sure that would have taken a fast repair, and he's also changed his tires, so hopefully he can get back out there and run with him again. And same for Rex Hoyle. He's not been having a very lucky night here tonight. Jason Thiessen is still running. Paint job still not loaded, unfortunately, but at least he's out there racing. And Jason Day is in the 52. He's still out there. Not much has changed since the last time we were going through the field. Timothy Trowbridge in 15th position. Barbary in 17th position there. Let's see, Sean Woodside in 5th in that 45, the black car there. He's been running fairly strong, trying to give Justin Carey a run for his money in the green flag laps that we had. So let's keep an eye out here for the pace car. I'm fairly sure those lights will be turned off as we cross the line here. We'll be going back to racing, going into lap number 29. And it looks like that is the case, and it looks also like the race control is keeping them single file here once again. It's probably a good decision. Let's try to get some racing done here tonight. And it looks like Trevor Vogel is still sitting on pit road there, and we have a green flag. Greg Smith is keeping his lead, I should say, with Dalton Williamson in second, Brad Ringer and Justin Carey behind him. Going into turn number 1, it looks like everything seems to settle down at this point. Dalton giving a look-see, but he is not quite close enough, and it looks like Brad Ringer is staying with these guys. Justin Carey has Woodside right behind him with Tommy Dunn and AJ Rogers. Rogers seems to drop back a couple of car lengths there in 7th position. I'm sure he'll get his tires up to temperature and get back going again. And Dalton Williamson is having a look-see for the lead there. He is diving to the inside of Greg Smith. He's bringing the 76 of Brad Ringer along with him. And it looks like Greg is kind of caught out on that higher side there. He's going to have to slot in behind the 76. And it looks like AJ Rogers is already talking to himself to get going. He is running the fastest lap of the race, 21.61. He is currently the quickest driver on the track, while Dalton Williamson has taken the lead in front of Brad Ringer, and Greg Smith has to settle for 3rd position at this point. Well, Rogers passing Tommy Dunn there on the outside, it looks like. Now diving to the inside to take a look at the 42 of Justin Carey. Not quite close enough to get anything done. Michael Ciccone coming to the inside of Tommy Dunn there as well. He is currently in 8th position, looking to steal 7th from Tommy Dunn, and that seems to be working. AJ Rogers is, we have a contact there between Ciccone and Dunn. That almost went south. Let's bring that back for you real quick if we can. There you have it. The wheels are hooking up to each other, but they both keep the nose going forward, so good job on behalf of both of them there. Dalton Williamson still in the lead, Brad Ringer in 2nd place, Greg Smith in 3rd, Sean Woodside in 4th. Then there is a little gap to AJ Rogers, who has just made good work of Justin Carey and steals 5th position going into lap number 35. Justin Carey in 6th and now, and Ciccone is hanging on to the lead of that second group, with Brandon Mettler working his way forward there as well, passing Tommy Dunn. So Mettler is doing good work here as well. Let's keep an eye on AJ Rogers. He is pulling away from Justin Carey. He is 0.3 of a second behind Woodside. We have Jason Thiessen going fairly slow there. He is being lapped and trying to stay out of the way. And it looks like Trevor Vogel has left the building. He is no longer in the race. Unfortunate for him. He had some bad luck there. Crashed the car nose into the wall pretty heavily with that incident with Jason Thiessen. Dalton Williamson having no such problems there at the front. He is still leading Brad Ringer and Greg Smith. Sean Woodside is clinging to that first group of 4 cars there very nicely. He looks very strong here tonight. AJ Rogers looks like he is losing a little bit of time there on Woodside. He might just be taking it a little bit patient here. He's passed several cars already. Might have to give his tires a little bit of a cool down here. As you heard them say in the earlier interviews, it is all about keeping the temperature as low as possible and not overheat the rubber underneath the car there. Tommy Dunn is in 9th position, still dealing with Brandon Mettler side by side here, right behind Michael Ciccone. Tommy Flanagan is up 10 positions since the start in that 87 car. He is currently running in 10th position. Tyler Johnson in the number 5 car up 7 positions since the start of the race. And Timothy Trowbridge, who had to restart on the second caution in the back of the pack, is trying to work his way forward, stealing that 11th position from Tyler Johnson there. Rex Hoyle already working his way through the field as well in 13th position, having a very good day. Brandon Mettler getting alongside Tommy Dunn. Side by side fighting for 8th and 9th position here. Tommy still has it. He's still nosing ahead of Mettler. And in front of him, it is the orange car of Ciccone that they are chasing after. Timothy Trowbridge is in 10th position following there. He has passed Tommy Flanagan. Now he's going to try his best at Mettler. He is not quite close enough, or is he? Yes, he is. He dives in there. Pretty ballsy move. Mettler pays attention to his spotters and leaves him the room that he needs. Timothy takes 9th position from Brandon. And it looks like Tommy Dunn has passed Ciccone once again. That is Tommy Dunn in the white car back in 7th position. Jason Thiessen has brought it to pit road. Not sure what the deal was, but he's back on his way. Williamson and Brad Ringer have put a little bit of distance there on Greg Smith and Sean Woodside. They are still together there in 3rd and 4th. And then it's AJ Rogers, 0.8 of a second behind Woodside, and it doesn't look like he's gaining at this point, although no, he's not faster in lap times either. He may have overused that rubber a little bit and is trying to cool it all down. We are in lap 44 of 100, so we're closing in on the halfway mark here. And lap number 50, folks, if we don't get a yellow between now and lap 50, we'll have a competition yellow at lap number 50. As you may remember, that is customary in this race. And let's see here. I believe Tommy Flanagan, no, I'm sorry, Tyler Johnson has passed Brandon Mettler back. That number 5 car there, both blue cars, the dark blue car with the number 5, the yellow number 5, that is Tyler Johnson, and he has put Brandon Mettler back in his place again. It looks like Rex Hoyle is coming into this group as well. He is now running in 12th position, getting underneath Brandon Mettler as well. He's doing a great job working his way forward, and it looks like Jason Day is hanging with Rex Hoyle there on that inside line, coming along with him as opportunity arises. Good racing going on there. Mid-pack, we had a bit of a rocky start here tonight, but it looks like they've got it all sorted out. Dalton Williamson is still leading. AJ Rogers still in 5th, and he is losing ground on Woodside. He is having trouble keeping up. He is about 1 to 2/10 of a second slower than the guys in front of him. Justin Carey in 6th position. He has Tommy Dunn behind him in 7th, and Timothy Trowbridge has passed Michael Ciccone for the 8th position. So Timothy is working his way through the field there with good vigor here. He is running 22.0 lap times, which is not the quickest car on the track, but obviously he's dealing with drivers around him, and he also needs to be careful not to overdo it on his tires. Lap number 50, so we might be seeing a competition caution here shortly. There it is, folks. That gives the drivers a chance to group back up again and get some tires and fuel if they need it. Be interesting to see if and who will be coming in pit road. Dalton Williamson still leading the pack here. Pace car coming out right in front of him. All right, we are looking at AJ Rogers having worked his way up from 7th to 5th. So his progress is there, but it's not maybe as big as he would have hoped. We are seeing a lot of drivers coming down pit road here. Dalton Williamson leading them in, and pretty much I would say everybody is getting ready for some new rubber here. Tanner, any news from the pits, my friend? This is a competition caution, obviously. Have you heard anything?
No, drivers actually seem really content and really happy right now, and I'm happy with what I just saw. We see them all coming down the pit lane. I decided to switch it up. I brought Tyler Johnson. He's a Crooked Line regular up in the booth. Tyler, this is Mark and Tanner in the booth. You got a copy?
Copy.
So Tyler, I've been keeping my eye on the mid pack just because it was a little messy at the beginning of the race. I noticed that as that run was keep progressing, you was actually moving forward. I know it's a slow process because these cars don't have a lot of horsepower, but how are you feeling about your chances so far? You look like you're 11th on grid right now.
Possibly, maybe top 10, hopefully.
There you go. I'm sure you don't want to give too much of your strategy away, but you taking all 4 tires, or how y'all looking at it?
Came out, so yeah, I'm taking all 4 just to be conservative. I don't want to take just right sides and maybe mess up the car any. I'm feeling pretty comfortable.
10-4. Since it's a comp caution, I won't hold you too much longer. You got anybody you want to thank? Any shout out sponsors?
Yeah, shout out to Crooked Line, y'all broadcasting, and 5 King Motorsports, and thank you to my mom and dad.
That's my boy. Good job with the 5 Kings Motorsports. Mark, we'll send it back to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Tanner. It looks like there's one driver that made quite a jump in the pit stops here. That is Tommy Flanagan, and that kind of tells me that he's only taking the outside tires. He could be taking a chance there. It looks like Greg Smith has beat out some of the other drivers as well. Timothy Trowbridge is up in 3rd position already, and it looks like, let me see here, Dalton Williamson, I'm not sure what happened to him, but he is coming back out there in 12th position, and he is now behind AJ Rogers. So I'm not really sure what happened to him in the pits there, but he may have overshot his pit or something. Maybe there was a little bit of damage on that car that he wanted to get fixed. He is down in 12th position there. So new leader for tonight here, Tommy Flanagan in that number 87 car.
Mark, I hate to interrupt you and butt in.
That's fine.
So I just got word from Dalton Williamson. He actually got an EOL coming coming on the pit lane, and us in race control, we liked what we saw. We're going to put the restarts back to double file, so maybe we can keep it green, and we'll send it back up to you now, and hopefully we give you a good show to call.
All right, was that a speeding penalty then?
Yes, sir. He entered a little bit too hot, he said. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's going to be rough on him trying to come back through the field, but
Absolutely.
I think he can do it.
All right. Thank you very much, Tanner, for that information. That explains everything. So Dalton Williamson back to the end of the longest line because of a speeding violation on pit road. I believe the pit speed is only 40 miles an hour, and obviously when you're racing for position and racing hard, it can be a little bit tricky to slow that car down right before the cones that they see. They have yellow cones there that will show them the exact point where they have to have that speed under control. Tommy Flanagan is your new leader on the inside there with Greg Smith alongside him. Ooh, a little bit of a harmonica there. Greg Smith has a pretty good start, pulls a couple of car lengths, well, 1 car length maybe on Greg Smith, and Timothy Trowbridge already diving into second place there, going into turn number 1. Greg Smith is also going to try and see what he can do. I'm sorry, that is Brad Ringer on Greg Smith's inside. I was mixing those cars up here. Trowbridge already taking the lead from Flanagan there, side by side going into turn number 1. The 76 of Brad Ringer staying closely. Ooh, there we have another one. Lap number 57, it looks like it is Brad Haldane that is in trouble. Let's see what happened to him. That is the 113 of Brad Haldane. Looks like he gets a tap in the back from, I didn't see who that was, the 73. And that is Chris France. Similar incident to what we've seen before, and it seems to me that drivers are having a little bit of trouble of keeping their distance from the car in front. There is not much margin being built in here. Tanner, what's the word?
So, Mark, we actually got Brad up in the booth. I'll be honest, I missed that. I didn't get to see what happened. Brad, this is Tanner and Mark in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Being as tasteful as you can, do you really know what happened there? Did you just get turned right then?
I'm pretty sure I just got turned. I just happened to kind of see out in my mirror in my peripheral, and just looked like he just came in a little too hot, got into my left rear quarter, and spun me around.
I hate it for you, buddy. I hate that I didn't get to see what happened. I know we got admins reviewing it. Did you get much damage from it, you think?
I won't know until we go green to know the full extent of it. I did hit the wall semi-hard, but not, hopefully not too bad. I won't know the damage.
Buddy. Well,
Yeah.
I hate to hear it.
Yeah.
I hate to hear it. Remember, you got a fast spare in your pocket. I'll send you back up into your race team, and Mark will send it back to you. Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks very much, Brad, for your insights there. I do believe Brad saw that correctly. The driver behind him was the 73 of Chris France. Got in a little bit too hot, turned him around. And obviously that is not intentional at all, but it is just stuff that happens. And it really, despite whether it's not bad intent or not, it doesn't matter. It's still something that the driver in the back needs to be watchful for. Not everybody drives the exact same lines during a race. They don't have to. There is no rule that says that you have to brake at the same point as the other drivers do. All right, so we have Timothy Trowbridge in the front here with Tommy Flanagan. We saw him getting started eagerly after that restart, and it's a good thing that he did, because there weren't that many laps of green flag racing to get it done, but he did get it done. Let's keep an eye out here for AJ Rogers. He is in 12th position. He has been passed by Dalton Williamson, so Dalton has made up one position there at the cost of AJ Rogers. He is behind Jason Day in that greenish looking machine, and he is behind the 19 of Michael Ciccone. We have Brad Ringer hanging with the leaders here at that green stint that we had. He was doing really strong staying behind Flanagan. And let's let's see, we have Brian Bianchi up 12 positions since the start in that number 14 car. Brian's doing a very good job. And Tommy Dunn has fallen off a little bit. Sean Woodside has also fallen off quite a bit there since that pit stop. I'm not sure what happened to him. Maybe also had a speeding violation. I have no idea, but it looks like he has got his work cut out for him there. Trowbridge is lining him up once again. It looks like the lights on the pace car have been turned off. Flanagan on the outside. Then it's Ringer and Smith and on the second row, and Kerry and Hoyle on the third row. Rex Hoyle has brought it back forward quite well. So good job for Rex there. Three-time victim of an incident there. Back in, what is it, 6th position. Going into lap number 63, folks. We're going back at it again. Little bit of pushing and bumping going on there. Trowbridge has a good start, and he pulls ahead of Flanagan. Flanagan slots in 2nd position. Brad Ringer in 3rd. Then it's Smith in 4th, and it's Kerry that's already looking to the inside of Greg Smith there, but he can't quite get close enough here. Rex Hoyle in 7th position, lost 1 position to Brian Bianchi. He's got Michael Ciccone behind him now. Timothy pulling away here, half a second already. Flanagan seems to be in trouble. Maybe that choice of doing only 2 tires was not the best choice he's ever made. He is paying for it, it looks like. Tommy Flanagan getting to his inside on the backstretch there, going into turn number 3. Can he make it stick? Absolutely he can make it stick, and he's bringing Greg Smith alongside, so Flanagan is caught out on that higher side, can't get to the bottom, and it means that Greg Smith is most likely going to steal that 3rd position from him as well. There you have it. Ooh, almost touching. Looks like they're going through there okay, and it looks like Justin Kerry is doing the same thing as Smith, coming underneath the 87 and stealing that position. Ooh, we have another one. We have Jason Day and Dalton Williamson. Looked like they were involved here in a situation. Ooh, it is actually the number 1 of Dalton Williamson that starts the incident here, it looks like. I'm not sure if he's getting touched or not. Oh, yes, he is. The number 5 runs into the back of him, and then it is Dalton that turns around, and Day with no place to go. And we also have an incident for Woolbright, I believe. He is also involved here. Let's see if we can find out what happened to him, and it looks like France is also involved here. Let's bring it back a little bit further. It is behind, if it's in front of him that the 40 goes around, and the 40 is Woolbright, and the 73 has no place to go, and then he's a little bit too hasty getting on the gas, trying to get it going again, but eventually he does. All right, Tanner, what's the word on pit road, my friend?
Sorry, Mark, I was handling some race control issues. We actually have Dalton in the booth right now. I think you called it spot on. But Dalton, this is Tanner and Mark in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
10-4.
Yeah, so I've missed most of the wrecks tonight, man. Normally I'm on them pretty good, but from what I was hearing with Mark's commentary, it sounds like Tyler May had just kind of eased into the quarter just a little bit and just kind of sent you for a ride.
Yeah, pretty much. Just kind of got hooked. What am I going to do?
Yeah, I know how it is, buddy. You're just along for the ride. I know it stinks because you've had, if not the strongest car all night, at least top 2 strongest car all night. You're going to have about 30 laps when we go back to green. How you like your chances on coming back through the field?
This might sound a little bad, but how tonight race is played out, not too much, because I don't think we're going to get a long run. I'm hoping for one, but I don't know if we're going to get one.
Well, buddy, I'll tell you, we're all realistic here. Mark's a racer throughout the week. I'm a racer throughout the week. Just tonight we have on the commentary hat, but we understand it completely. All I can say is good luck to you. We'll send you back to your race channel, and Mark, thank you for giving us time to interview him, and we'll send it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, guys, and thank you, Tanner, and thank you, Dalton. It looks like Dalton is spot on there. It might be a little tough to get through the field if we keep having these cautions, and even without the cautions, it's still pretty close. So it's going to be a tough night for Dalton from here on out. Let's bring her back up to the front there. We have Timothy Trowbridge still in the front position with Brad Ringer coming alongside him there in a little bit. Greg Smith and Justin Carey in third and fourth. Then it's Tommy Flanagan and Michael Ciccone in fifth and sixth. Let's keep an eye out here for AJ Rogers. He is in 11th position. He's obviously having the same problem Dalton was describing. We don't have enough green flag laps to get this show on the road and get some serious passing done. Woodside has actually moved up quite a bit there. He is in 10th position, right behind Brendan Mettler. Let's see who else we can find there. Dalton is in 16th. And let's see, Tyler Johnson is at the end of the pack here. I'm not sure if that was the result of race control doing that. I'm guessing so, but I'm not 100% sure there. All right, the lights on the pace car have been turned off. We are going to go back to racing lap number 71. That gives the drivers 30 more laps to get this thing settled here at Richmond, Virginia. One of the bigger tracks for these guys, and it doesn't look like it's as easy as they would have hoped, maybe. Trowbridge has got a good start. We went single file, as you saw. Ringer is in second. Smith is in third, and he's got Justin Carey on his outside, but Carey is going to slot in behind him there. Tommy Flanagan is in fifth position, and Michael Ciccone behind him, coming to his inside. And he doesn't quite get it done, and it also looked like Justin Carey was trying to get to the inside of Greg Smith there. Don't believe that worked. We have some shuffling going on here with Mettler, and Tommy Dunn has just passed Mettler. Jason Day has passed Earl Wolf. Trowbridge still in the lead. He is pulling away by about 4/10 of a second. Brad Ringer is kind of by himself there in second place. Greg Smith about 6/10 of a second behind. Then it's Justin Carey and Tommy Flanagan. Looks like everything seems to be settling down at this point. Rex Hoyle in 7th position there in that number 54 car, right behind Michael Ciccone. Rex is doing an awesome job working his way back forward since his earlier mishaps early in the race, 3 times in a row no less, but he's not given up. He is still in 7th position. We have Sean Woodside coming to the inside of Brian Bianchi here. Not quite making it stick, but there he goes into the turns number 3 and 4, and now he can make it stick. It looks like AJ Rogers is coming along with that 45 car to come underneath the 14. Rex Hoyle has passed Ciccone there for 6th position. Good job for Rex Hoyle here tonight. AJ Rogers still behind that 45 car. He has also passed the 14 of Brian Bianchi, so he tugged along with Woodside there. Rex Hoyle is leading this big group here now. They are about 6/10 of a second behind Flanagan, but this is a big group of drivers. Ciccone, Woodside, Rogers, Bianchi, Dunn, Mettler. And Tommy Dunn is now coming towards Bianchi to steal that 10th position from him. There you have it. Coming to the inside, and he is making that stick. Good job. Let's go and check on Michael Ciccone. He is being passed here by Woodside. Let's see if Rogers can pull the same stunt here, coming with the 45. It doesn't look like he can at the moment. There he comes, AJ coming to the inside. He's going to come down underneath the 19. Ooh, the 19 brushes the wall, and that's costing him some speed, giving the 8th position to AJ Rogers. Tommy Dunn also closing in on that number 19 and passing him because of that little scrub against the wall there. That is costly for Michael Ciccone. You can't afford to do these kind of things on a 3/4 mile track with these cars. The power won't let you. Let's see who else we've got close together there. There's Rex Hoyle closing in on Tommy Flanagan. Brandon Mettler closing in on the 14 of Brian Bianchi. Jason Day closing in on Woolbright. We have a lot of battles going on here. There comes Ciccone trying to get back underneath Tommy Dunn. And he is putting that nose alongside. Ooh, that was a net code if I ever saw one, folks. Net code, for those of you who don't know what that is, that means that the computer thinks that the drivers are going to crash while they're it looks to the computer like they're going to touch each other. They don't actually touch. It's hard to tell, actually. Let's bring it back from the blimp. I don't believe they really touched. Let's see that from the top down. Nope, they did not touch. There was at least one wheel width between them, but the computer thought that they would touch, and that's what netcode means there. It turns Tommy Dunn around, and he drops back to 19th position. Any word, Tanner Marr, any word?
I'll tell you, Mark, I was watching that battle going on because we had like 4 cars there. That's one of the worst cases of netcode I've seen in a long, long time, buddy. You called it perfectly. Actually, I ended up bringing Brad Ringer into the booth with us just because he is currently sitting second on the board. Brad, this is Tanner and Mark up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
So, Ringer, I've seen you in these modifieds. I know you're stiff competition. I know you're really, really fast. You think you got something for Trowbridge here tonight, or you just going to kind of play the points game and let it fall where it falls?
I'd like to say I play a points game, but I am not a points racer. I like to win. Timothy and myself actually ran another league a couple years ago, and we were real competitive, so there's some pride on the line for me.
Hey, buddy, every time I suit up to go racing and I race in real life, I always want to win. I mean, second place is just the first loser in my book, so I understand it completely. I'll get you back over to your race channel, and I'll tell you good luck, and maybe you'll at least finish in the top 3. That way we can get you with an interview at the end of the race. Good luck, Ringer.
That's the plan. Thank you, guys.
All right, Mark, we'll send it back to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Tanner. That is a pretty typical American saying, isn't it? If you're not first, you're last. The second place driver is the first one of the losers. I like the way he says that. But yes, I can see that if that is an old buddy of yours that you've raced in another league with before, there's some pride on the line here. Who cares about points? It's about racing each other and having fun tonight. Absolutely. So that is good to hear from Brad Ringer there. Absolutely, that is fun. All right, it looks like some drivers have... it looks like Flanagan's been on the pit. He may have gotten the rest of his tires there. I'm not sure if he did. We missed that, but his car was not working as he had hoped, and he was dropping back there a little bit. It looked like Jason Thiessen was waved around. His paint job is still not loading. I'm so sorry for the sponsors of Mr. Thiessen, but I can't help that. Trowbridge is still your leader, folks. And Brad Ringer, you just heard from him. He is planning on not taking it safe and just racing Timothy for the lead there, because that's what this game is all about. I like comments like that, absolutely. Greg Smith is in 3rd position there, Justin Carey in 4th, and Rex Hoyle in 5th. He's been doing a phenomenal job working his way back up there. And Justin Carey looked like he was trying to show the other drivers he was going to pit, but then didn't, and that's... just because they like to play games with each other, I suppose. And you can't blame him. All right, the lights on the pace car are out. It looks like we're staying single file once again. Lap number 87 will bring us back to the green flag going into 87. So let's see, that is 14 laps to go until the end. Let's find out what the Brad Ringer has got for Timothy Trowbridge. There we go. Timothy's on the gas. Brad comes along with him there. Greg Smith also good start. Justin Carey had a good start trying to come to the inside of Greg, and he definitely gets that third position from him. Ooh, that's pretty close there. Trowbridge is leading. Brad Ringer is second. Justin Carey and Greg Smith still side by side coming out of turn 4. It looks like the 42 has got third position for now. And to be honest with you, we weren't expecting that higher line to come in at all, and it doesn't look too bad to me. It may not be as rubbered in as we would have hoped, but it's not working all that bad. Dalton Williamson making good work here, is back in 9th position already. He has passed Brian Bianchi, so he's doing a good job trying to bring that number 1 car back forward. AJ Rogers being passed by Michael Ciccone, and Sean Woodside is getting Rex Hoyle underneath him there. Rex is back into 5th position, so that is a pretty amazing job for Rex Hoyle here tonight. Lap number 19, folks, 11 laps to go. Sean Woodside coming to the inside of Rex Hoyle to try and get him back. Can he make it? No, he cannot. Rex Hoyle has got a strong run there on the higher side, so it doesn't look like that high side is all that bad here tonight. We've got some shuffling going on in the back there. It looks like somebody is coming down pit road. That looks like Frank Barbary in the 21 car coming down pit road. Trowbridge has got Ringer right behind him now. There we see Ringer coming, making a move off the backstretch going into turn 3. Can he make that stick? It looks like the 74's got the same speed on that higher side, so it's not just going past somebody underneath him. You have to work at it. Brad Ringer is now picking up the lead here. Trowbridge right behind him and trying once again. This is a tough battle here. As you can see, they're trying really hard. Trowbridge picks it back up. And the 76 is on his high side. The 42 of Carey is mixing it in there. And if he can stay on that bottom behind the 74, he can probably pass Ringer as well. No, says Ringer, you cannot. I have the outside line, and I got a pretty good run here. Now it looks like the 74 comes back in front of him, and the 42 comes underneath him there as well. Good fight for the lead here in the closing stages of the race. And there we have Justin Carey coming underneath Brad Ringer, picking up 2nd position. Looked like Ringer had a bit of a wiggle coming off the turn there. Let's see what he has left here. Going into lap number 95, we have 6 more laps of racing to go. The top 3 here in one shot. It's Trowbridge in front. It's Carey in 2nd. It is Ringer in 3rd. And guess who's closing in? It is Rex Hoyle in 4th position. He has passed Woodside, and he is back at it there in front. Unbelievable. Trowbridge pulls a couple of car lengths here on the 42. Carey still has Ringer right underneath that rear bumper. Can Brad Ringer bring it back underneath that 42? It looks like everything's closing back up again. Ringer is taking a look-see, but he's not close enough. Rex Hoyle is definitely closing in on these guys. He wants a piece of this. Greg Smith is coming down pit road. Something must have happened to him. I'm not sure what it was, but he is on pit road there in the number 104 car. Tough night for Greg. Trowbridge still in front. Ringer in 3rd. What does he have left here for the 42 and maybe for the 74? Rex Hoyle trying to close in, but he's kind of stuck there on 1 car length. It looks like Trowbridge has got things fairly under control, and Ringer is really trying hard. Ooh, we had Rex Hoyle losing out there. Did he run out of fuel? It looks like Rex Hoyle has got to go to pit road, and fuel looks like that may have been the issue there. That is very unfortunate. Brad Ringer brings it back underneath 42 of Justin Carey, picking back the 2nd position once again. Ooh, I was a little worried he was also running out of fuel there. Brad Ringer on the lower side pulls a good move on Justin Carey there. 2nd position, the white flag is out. Trowbridge is in front. He's got 4 or 5 car lengths on Ringer. Ringer has to be careful because Justin Carey is not giving up either. final turns. Kerry is still behind the 76. Can he get a good run? No, he can't. Brad Ringer picks up second position. Trowbridge is your winner, folks. Good job for Timothy Trowbridge. Brad Ringer, second position. Justin Kerry, third position. Sean Woodside, fourth. Dalton Williamson still brings it home in fifth position with a little bit of help, obviously, of Rex Hoyle running out of fuel there. Maybe we can get really quickly with Tanner and see if Rex indeed ran out of fuel there. Tanner, did you hear anything from Rex?
Yeah, Mark. So we actually had about 4 drivers run out of fuel right then. Greg Smith ran out. Rex ran out. So when we made this set, we knew it was going to be really close. It just depended on how people drove it. I figured underneath the comp caution, I figured people would throw in just a few gallons just to cover it, just to make it to the end. But I guess they thought they could gamble and make it, have less weight in the car, and you saw the outcome. I hate that for Rex. I hate it for Greg. But, I mean, it is what it is.
Absolutely. That's there. That's the same for everybody. The amount of fuel is exactly the same for everybody. So that's their own deal. They got to manage their stuff. So unfortunate, though, for Rex Hoyle because he had a great comeback in the race. And that's why it's a little sad, obviously. All right, folks. There you see Ringer and Kerry and Trowbridge, all 3 cars there of the top 3 in your screen. And let's go and find out how these guys have had it tonight. Timothy, congratulations, my friend. First place finish here in the 74 car. It looked like you had it under control.
Yes, sir. I think I said a little bit in the pre-race. I love this track. I've had a lot of success here, and just got really lucky with that yellow for the competition caution. Took a gamble, had just enough fuel to make it. I think I had about 2 gallons left, so maybe a little heavy. We came in early, topped off, so I didn't have to put as much fuel, and I was able to jump off pit lane and take P3 and just have a heck of a restart, be able to grab that lead.
Now we just talked to Brad there a little bit earlier. It sounded to us like there's a bit of a good friendly rivalry going on between the two of you. Were you worried about Brad? Obviously you have raced him before in another league, and you guys were going at it back then. So were you worried about what his chances were?
Yeah, we've raced quite a bit. We had a lot of fun at another modified league. It was a tour mod league. Brad won the first championship, and I just won the last championship just like a couple weeks ago. But I had no worries with Brad. Like, I knew we were going to race hard. Him and Justin, we've raced before, and I knew it was going to be one heck of a battle. And we really hoped that we put on a good show for those fans.
Absolutely. Well, it looked like you pulled away there a little bit because Brad and Justin were probably going at it hard enough to slow each other down a little bit. So it looked like you were pretty safe there at those final laps, Timothy. Once again, man, congratulations. And any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there in the world?
Give a shout out to you guys in the broadcast booth, always making these shows look amazing. I know we put on a good show, but a good show is only as good as the broadcaster, so we know we got one great show going on right now. Give a shout to the Crooked Line Racing crew as well. Like I said before, this is one tough league. It's fantastic to finally be able to get another win. I know the first one was kind of a little controversial, so hopefully this one put in the books that this was a real true win. There was no controversy. Like I said, love making it every week here and there with Tanner and them. And then, as always, give a shout out to the Imperial Motorsports crew. Always, as I said, week in, week out, making ourselves better every single week. Always love putting these W's up on the board. And then always got to give a shout out to our good long-term sponsor, Checkers and Wreckers, their podcast on Facebook. Check them out on Facebook. Go give them a like. They do podcasts every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, talk all things racing.
All right, we'll check him out. Timothy, thank you very much, my friend, and congratulations once again. All right, let's move on to Brad Ringer there. Brad, we heard from you a few laps before the finish there. You were having at it pretty hard there. It looked like Justin gave you a little bit more trouble than you could give Timothy.
Yeah, I could run with Timothy. I slipped up a bit. Justin got by, and for whatever rivalry you think that Timothy and myself have, Justin and myself, it's 10 times more. I mean, we live 10 miles from each other, so it's known each other for years and years. That's a rivalry.
Absolutely. Well, it was a very much fun to watch there at the end. That was a good little fight there for second position. It looked for a minute that Justin had the better of you. How'd you get by him?
It looked like maybe he slipped up off turn 2, just maybe trying a little, I won't say too hard, because there's no such thing as too hard with 2 laps to go, to get to Timothy, and I just took advantage on the bottom.
That's basically how it works, especially at a track like this, right? And if the passing is basically taking advantage of somebody else's little mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities I could have dove in on a couple of the guys I followed tonight, but at the time it wasn't worth the risk. And yeah, you just kind of wait for someone to mess up as close as we all were.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, and we've seen a few examples of what diving in there can do. Unfortunately, in the beginning, 3 yellows quite quickly behind each other, with the same driver being the victim there. Rex Hoyle worked his way back up there. He was closing in on you guys, and then ran out of fuel, unfortunately. How was your?
Yeah.
How was your? I'm sorry, Brad. How was your fuel situation?
I was actually good. We took an extra gallon than what we actually needed at the intermission halfway break, whatever you want to call it. Just to be,
Competition caution.
there we go, that one.
Yeah.
Took an extra gallon to be safe. Couldn't remember about the whole green-white checkered deal. So lost a couple spots on pit road because of some extra fuel and 4 tires. But figured that in the long run is going to be worth it.
Well, it turned out it was a good fight there for the second position. Great fun. Thank you very much, Brad. Congratulations once again. Any love yous and thank yous you want to send out in the world?
Yeah, as usual, just got to thank Penske's Property Services, Sunshine Trailer Park, and this guy sitting next to me on straightaway. We do a lot of racing together. We definitely make each other better. Also, I think, as everyone usually says, big thanks to the Crooked Line crew, Tanner and all of his admins put on a really top-notch league here.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Brad, and congratulations. All right, Justin, that brings us to you. That was an awesome fight. We just heard Brad say the rivalry between you two was going even harder at it than between him and Timothy. So talk us through that final fight there.
Yeah, Brad and I, to build on what he said, slot car racing about 18 years ago is when we started racing against each other, and it's went through RC racing, and this is one of the few times that he has been able to come out of top of me, so I'm going to let him enjoy it tonight. I don't want to get too used to being on the one step ahead of me, but we do have a lot of fun racing with each other.
That sounds like you're not happy.
No, not at all. Right behind Timothy there, I was trying everything I could to get around him. I tried to open the hands up a little bit on corner exit to try and get a little more speed off the corner, and I just opened up a little too much and got the car a little too tight. I had to blip the throttle, and that allowed Brad to get back inside of me, and then neither one of us roll over for each other, and that allowed Timothy to get away from us.
I got you. All right. Well, it was a great little battle there to look at those final 10 laps or so that we did there. So good job for the both of you, all three of you. Really, it was pretty good racing, and that's what we like about this series, my friend. So congratulations, Justin, to you. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out in the world?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I just did it with these last 2 guys I said. You guys in the booth, Crooked Line Racing, Penske's Property Services, Brown and Miller Racing Solutions, and as well as my mom and dad. A lot of people might laugh about it. I don't care, but they watch every night I race on here. Doesn't matter what I've done, from playing basketball when I was 2 or 3 years old, all the way to 33 years later racing on iRacing. They, if I'm doing it and they can watch it, they're there supporting me. So I just want to thank them for all their support, and obviously, like Brad said, him and I race together a lot, and thanks to him for making me better in here as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Justin, and say hi to your folks for me.
You just did yourself, sir. They're watching right now.
All right. Well, we appreciate it very much. All right. Thank you very much, Justin. Top 3 position in the books. Good for you in the championship as well, I hope. So, folks, this looks like this last little bit here was the racing we kind of want to see. Tanner, anything you want to add to this?
Yeah, I want to just add on to the fact that what you just said. I want to reiterate it. We had a kind of a tale of two different races after that competition caution came out. First part of the race was a little bit messy. I think we had guys trying to take positions that wasn't there, and then the second half of the race, I mean, we had three people fighting for the win right then. Brad Ringer kind of slapped the wall on the high side once, and that hurt him a little bit. I think that hurt his chances on chasing Timothy back down. But like always, got to say hats off, congratulations to Timothy, and I want to thank the sponsors just one more time. I heard you hit on it a few times during the race, and we love you and thank you so much for that. First and foremost, McConey Setup Shop. Although we don't get our setups from them, it's not because of quality. We just have people build them, so we know they're ideal for everybody, not just the fast guys in the group. So, got to send a huge shout out to Derek Crowbridge and Jeff Dooley. They spend countless hours and do countless amount of laps week in and week out throwing these setups together. It's not just something where they go in there and take the baseline set and tweak a few things. They actually put time and effort into our setups. But anyways, back to the sponsors. McConey Setup Shop, they're the best setup shop for oval racing. And I, honest to God, I don't think there's any setup shop on the internet right now that can contend with their short track stuff. It is top notch, top of the line. And then I got to extend a huge thank you to MF Racing Designs. He's not only supported me, but he's supported anything my hands have touched when it comes to iRacing. And without Michael Falk behind me, I'd be less than what I am on here now. So got to thank them. Got to thank James for allowing us to put the SK series on underneath Crooked Line Racing. I look forward to Tuesday nights with you, Mark. So got to thank you. Next week we're heading out to South Boston. I know I've been on the soapbox for a while here now, so I'll say thank you for the race tonight. Thank you for broadcasting, and we'll see you next week at South Boston, Mark.
All right, thank you very much, Tanner, and I can second everything he said. I think these guys are putting up a great league here. It's very well organized. Everything is always in order. They keep me informed as best as they can, which I really appreciate because it makes my job a lot easier too if I know what we're talking about and if I know what the rules are and stuff like that. So hats off to these guys. They do a fantastic job. And same here. I want to thank the sponsors also. McConey Setup Shop, MF Racing Designs, your go-to people. You heard Tanner talk about it. McConey Setup Shop specializes in those short track ovals. They're very good at that. MF Racing Designs, they don't specialize in anything. The way I understand it, you can pretty much ask them anything and they'll get it done for you. So if you can't be the one in victory lane like Timothy Trowbridge here tonight, you can always be the best looking car if you check out MF Racing Designs. So thank you very much to both those sponsors for supporting this great league. We're going to be back in South Boston next week. You heard Tanner already announce that. So we're just hoping you'll join us back up there. The Monday nights are on a break right now. The season finished yesterday, but this season, this modified series is in the middle of their season. This was round number 5. So next week in South Boston, we'll be back at it again to try and score more points. Timothy Trowbridge, your winner tonight, will be forced to start in the back down there next time in South Boston. That is a rule that this league has incorporated, and I think it's a pretty good rule because it avoids it makes for good racing. The people that start in the back really have to work their way through there on their own account. They don't get any advantages or nothing, and if they bring it back up there in victory lane, then that proves that they are absolutely the class of the field. So we're looking forward to South Boston already, folks. So until then, check out our schedule on the YouTube channel. We have the Pure Speed Elite Series on Thursday night. We have the Blown Piston Trucks on Friday night. And then we have the Throwback Series on Saturday night. And then we have also Blown Pistons, the Xfinity cars on Sunday night. So we hope to see you for some of these races. If not the other ones, we definitely hope to see you back here for the SK Modifieds with the Crooked Line Racing Series. Once again, folks, this is Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. Until next time, stay healthy and take care of one another. Bye.